Alright, what's going on, guys? Another round of Kingdom Rush Origins. We have Jokull's Nest on Veteran mode. This is the Iron Challenge, of course, for level 12. We have our level 10 hero all the way maxed out, and for our upgrades, we have Master Architects, Ultimate Power, Infernal Nova, Fear of the Damned, and Soul Echoes, the same as the Heroic Challenge for level 12. Let's go ahead and hop right into it. Alright, welcome back, guys. So if you thought that the level 11 heroic was difficult, the level 12 iron is probably even worse. So I have tried several different strategies to get this to work, and I think this one you're about to see here is the best one. I am building 2 of the trees, and you might ask what the trees are. Well, it's one of those pay-to-win towers. See, the game does this thing where they give you the pay-to-win towers as an iron challenge to kind of like tease you into buying them. So this is one of the levels where you get to use the unique towers that are part of the DLC package. But anyway, go ahead and build 2 more trees at the bottom, at the corners of each level, and then 3 trolls from each of the troll barracks. And then just put your hero on whichever side you would like. And then you can just drop your reinforcements. The point is that you want to make a choke point right at that fork, so nothing should be able to slip past. That's kind of the idea here. If they're starting to slip past, then that means you need to move your trolls up closer towards that where both of those tree towers are. And we're going to be just maxing out the damage, because notice how everything is very, very high magic resist, but has very little armor, and also pretty low HP. So the goal is just to max out our damage as quickly as possible before we build the mage towers. Given that this is an iron challenge, the only towers you have available are the mausoleums and the trees, 2 of which you start with. So you can see at the bottom left-hand side, I've already maxed out the tree. And then I have the top one is, I think, just level 1. And we're just putting down our reinforcements and our hero power kind of pretty generously wherever we see we need to. Same thing with the soul impact. There will be a lot of opportunities early game. I think you get 2 or 3 soul impacts before the final wave comes, or final part of the wave. It's a super wave. So now on the bottom, I have 2 level maxed out trees too. So 2 level 4 trees, left and right. And you should I would recommend copying the setup. I haven't really invested very much into mage towers, just 1 on the top left hand side, but that will change pretty quickly here as the wave continues on. Until you get to the ice giants, it's actually pretty straightforward. You're just gonna kind of plop your stuff down when it comes off cooldown. Very, very cut and dry. Nothing. There's not too much stuff that can mess you up. You have to be a little careful of the ice witches and those guys that chuck the snowballs. I'm not sure what they're called, but just keep them distracted with your reinforcements and don't lose your trolls. That's really the number 1 goal. You just put 240 gold into them, so do not lose your trolls. You have to maybe micro them a little bit so that you don't lose your trolls. But if you can get to the end and have most of them still alive, you're looking pretty strong. Now I went ahead and put 2 mausoleums at the bottom. These things are going to be really critical at the end of the level. And around this time, I would recommend, if your hero isn't already on the left-hand side of the map, go ahead and move him over to the left-hand side. I do that in a second. There you go. And you can see I dropped a really good soul impact there. Got a pretty good reset on my cooldown because of how many of the little guys I killed. So try to find good opportunities like that. Just try to make sure you save your cooldown towards the end here once you see the ice giants come out. And they're about to start coming out. When you see the apex predators things, these the big blue monster things, that's going to give you a good indication of when the giants are about to spawn. So notice I have all my tree towers maxed out at this point, and I'm starting to upgrade the mausoleum on the top left. Don't put any points into upgrades yet for the towers. Just go ahead and focus on getting them maxed out. The right hand side is, at this point, with the double tree towers maxed out, is going to take care of itself. So I would just keep your hero to kill off the apex stalkers, predator guys, because they're the only thing that can really kill your trolls, and that you really don't want that to happen. So yeah, just have your hero kind of chilling out where your trolls are. Now, I went ahead and put 1 point into the gargoyle now to deal with this ice troll, this ice giant that's coming out. And this is where things get intense. We'll just say that. The gargoyle is going to go ahead and start tanking the ice giant. That's really good for us while we kill off the rest of the stuff. On the right hand side, we're going to be doing a little bit of microing and dropping some reinforcements to try to stall out the ice giant. And I'm just doing a little bit of footwork here, trying to stall. We put some points into the tree ants. Now that's really important too. Notice how those tree ants are starting to spawn. That's when I start putting upgrades into those the wood towers. It's going to be very important. I'm just microing these trolls, you can see here, to do anything I can to keep them alive because I don't want them to die yet. Their hatchets they chuck are really useful. And I'm also starting to upgrade the bottom mausoleums. So you can see level 3, level 2. My hero just died, so I'm moving my trolls on the left-hand side now. You can see dropping a soul impact there. That bottom ice troll should die, so ice giant rather should die. And we're using a combination of the gargoyles, the tree ants, to stall out the enemies. If your hero gets low, just go ahead and micro him a little bit. You really don't want him to die. We lost our trolls on the left-hand side, unfortunately. The great thing about the setup is later in the wave, you can see the ice witches starting to spawn on the left-hand side. They're going to summon a bunch of these little ice shards. If you don't have 2 maxed out tree towers, you won't be able to kill the ice shards, and then they're going to slip past your defenses. You're not going to have enough reinforcements to drop on them, so it's really important they just die to the towers. Now, here is where things get really dicey, and you can see everything starting to clump up on this bottom right-hand side. And it's mostly from all the ice giants coming from the left and walking all the way down the long way. This is going to be your main choke point. So I'm maxing out the towers, the mausoleum, and also the tree tower. And you want to just pull your hero back when he gets low, drop reinforcements, really just spam everything you have to try to stop these guys. I put 2 of the gargoyles, and now I'm going to max out the possession to try to get as much stalling on these ice giants as possible. So far, I'm managing to hold. And at this point, all my trolls have died, so we're just relying on the tree ants and the woods to kill off the mass amounts of undead little guys. I'm also going into DPS here. My hero is trying to stall it the best he can, and see the possessions there is so useful. Look how much stalling that is. It basically gives you an extra guy to fight for you. Now we're putting in tree ants and everything we can here to hold off, and it's going to be a tight level. I mean, this is one of my solutions. I think there are other solutions out there, but this is probably the best thing. Our hero, again, very close to dying. I pulled it back there. And what you can do at this point is go ahead and start selling your towers. That's exactly what I'll do in a second. The towers that are no longer being in range, go ahead and sell those off so you can get more money to max out everything. And you can see the bottom one is already maxed out, so there's not too much I can do. I do start hiring these trolls again out of the den to get just a little more stalling, a little more damage. And thankfully, everything is super low. So my hero, as long as you keep him alive, you should be able to stall this out. And again, really good clutch possession there. Another soul impact coming down, and that is game. Pretty exciting. I was like on the edge of my seat playing this. I'm like, oh my gosh, but we got it. It may take a couple of tries. Some of those possessions don't come in clutch. Some do. It's a tight level. That's all I can say. But there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you guys are interested in trying that strategy. I will see you guys in the next video.